All right, so this is just a little quick lesson on what the plows do and what they are. You know, you're kind of looking at the sun here. This is actually called a coulter. The coulter is actually part that cuts the sod so that the plow actually itself takes the right amount of soil and flips it over. So this is actually the coulter. It puts pressure on the ground, cuts the sod, cuts it about 3 or 4 inches deep. And then this is the plow itself. This is the mold board here. This is the shin. Underneath is the shear. Over here is the land side. You see the land side on this side. These are effectively very worn out. They're ready to be replaced. But what these are going to do is take that sod and flip about, as you can see here, they're going to flip about 8 inches of sod over so we can work the bottom. We're flipping the weeds under, bringing up fresh soil, and we'll put new seeding on top of this soil here. So this is the plows in action behind me. These are auto reset plows. We're kind of plowing fast, but we've worked this ground a bit before. When they hit a rock, they'll actually trip up when they catch the rock, and then they kind of kick over it and then go back down again. Right now they're doing a pretty nice job though, just working by themselves. So that's kind of what it looks like when you're flipping the ground over. We're actually plowing in corn stubble. So there was corn on this field last year, and this year we're going to put some new hay on it. It's a little bit hard to plow and hold the camera at the same time, so I'm doing my best, but trying to give you some sense of what it's like to plow. The tractor does a lot of it, but there's a lot of, you know, kind of when you lose traction or at the end of the row, I kind of need one hand to steer and one hand to lift the plow up, but I'll try to show those controls in a second. So the plow's actually taking about, each one is taking 16 inches at a time, and putting those rows 16 inches of sod back over, flipping them over as it goes. It looks pretty nice though. You don't see a lot of rocks up there. Up in front of us, you can actually see that I'm driving the right side tires down through the dead furrow, which is a hole left by the last plow bottom. I don't really have to steer. It's pretty much going to stay in there on its own. Even if it tries to climb out, it can't. You see that front wheel fighting its way in there a little bit. For the most part, the plows just follow us. If they're set up correctly, they'll do exactly what they're supposed to do. So you see that first one taking about 16 inches and throwing it upside down, and then the back one, each one consecutively taking 16 more inches and flipping it over. It's also significantly easier to plow corn stubble because there's no sod left in it from the year before. So it's really, corn stubble is what was left after we harvested corn last year. So we took corn off of this field, harvested the corn, and then we actually mowed the stalks that were left. We just wanted the ears of the corn, and then now we're just plowing this. This year we're going to turn this into oats. So this is going to be a cover crop of oats, and that'll be feed for my pigs. And then next year after this, next year we'll have Timothy in here. It's just nice to watch that furrow turn over, isn't it? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? You see the rest of the field over there? Windows are a little bit. This is a little 6-acre hay field. We actually had corn on last year, but there were quite a few trees on it. Little trees that had come in over the years, and the owner asked us to take some of the trees out and try to improve the size of the field a little bit. And he basically wants nice hay on here so that the deer will come in and feed off of this field. So we try to maintain good hay crops here, and as we do, that actually attracts a lot of wildlife in. So we'll see a lot of turkeys and deer throughout the year on this land. throat. I'd say it looks like it's ready for some discs. We'll show you that next.